I drunkenly married a stripper at 17. The first thing I notice when I wake up is warmth. The second thing I notice is that the warmth is not mine. The third thing I notice is the strong, muscled arm draped over my waist. And that's when I lose my damn mind. I jolt upright so fast that my head slams into something solid. Someone solid. A deep grunt, a shift of movement, and then a low, raspy voice murmurs, "Jesus, Ace, at least buy me breakfast first." I freeze. The voice is deep, smooth, slightly amused. It does not belong to anyone I know. Slowly, I turn my head. And that's when I see him. The man beside me is ridiculously attractive. All golden skin, smooth muscle, and way too much confidence for someone who just got headbutted awake. His long, dark curls are messy but effortlessly perfect, tumbling over sharp green eyes that are currently blinking at me in sleepy amusement. He shifts, propping himself up on one elbow. The sheets slip lower, revealing more bare skin than I'm prepared to deal with. Oh God. Oh God! I yank the blanket up to my chin like it might protect me from reality. Who the hell are you? The stranger just smirks, like this is fun for him. Wow. No good morning, no how'd you sleep, babe? I choke. Babe? His lips curl up like he's enjoying my suffering. Not into pet names? What about husband? My entire soul leaves my body. No, I shake my head, my hands fisting the sheets. No, absolutely not. He leans back against the pillows, stretching like a goddamn Greek statue, completely unbothered. Pretty sure it's a yes. I'm already shaking my head before he even finishes. That's impossible. I'm not even 18 yet. And then I remember. The last-minute trip to Vegas, the drinking, the countdown, my friends screaming, "Happy birthday, Ace!" right before someone shoved another shot into my hand. Oh God. I turned 18 after midnight, meaning I lift my left hand with a sick feeling in my gut. And there it is, a silver band on my finger. I stare at it like I might spontaneously combust. Maybe if I focus hard enough, I can will it out of existence. The man beside me, my so-called husband, tilts his head, watching my reaction. Then he sighs dramatically, shaking his head like I'm some adorable little idiot. "Guess I should reintroduce myself," he says, voice dripping with amusement. He holds out a hand like we're at some casual meet and greet instead of in a walking nightmare. "Jude," he says smoothly, "your lawfully wedded husband." I'm going to pass out. I'm pacing. I don't know where we are, some cheap motel, maybe. The walls are an ugly shade of yellow. There's a stain on the carpet that I really don't want to think about, and the air conditioner is making a noise that sounds like it's gasping for life. And I'm married to a stripper, who is currently lying on the bed in my t-shirt, watching me freak out like this is the most entertaining thing he's ever seen. "Okay," I say, voice high-pitched, borderline hysterical. "Okay, this is fine. We just annul it. That's a thing. A quick, easy, no big deal annulment." Jude, my husband, snorts. "Yeah, about that." I freeze. Slowly, I turn to face him. "What?" He grins, stretching like a damn cat. "I'm not annulling it." I stare. "You're joking!" He winks. "Nope." My brain struggles to process this information. You have to annul it." He shrugs. "Nope." "What do you mean, nope?" "I mean, nope," he says, casually stealing my pillow and stuffing it behind his head like he's settling in for a nap. "Not happening." I make an inhuman sound. "Why?" Jude tilts his head, like he's considering whether to explain or just let me combust from frustration. Then, like it's the most casual thing in the world, he says, "Because I'm the stripper you ordered, remember?" I blink. I blink again. "What?" Jude smirks. "Yeah, You and your little friends thought it'd be hilarious to celebrate your big, legal adult moment by ordering a stripper. He gestures at himself, like I should be thanking the universe for sending me him. And lucky you, I was the one who showed up. My eye twitches. I did not! Jude lifts a hand. Swear on my life, you opened the door, drunk off your ass, looked me dead in the eye, and said, "That's the most beautiful man I've ever seen. I think I'm going to cry." I die, right there, on the spot. Jude continues, relishing in my suffering. Then you yanked me inside, dramatically announced that no one's ever taken care of you properly, and said, "I'm going to marry you and cherish you for the rest of my life." I grab my head like I can physically hold my brain together. I did not! Jude just grins wider. Oh, you absolutely did. I'm going to explode. Right here, in this godforsaken motel room. Okay, but that was drunk nonsense. That wasn't real. We still need to get this annulled before... Jude interrupts, making a vague, not-so-fast motion with his hand. See, here's the thing, husband. Don't call me that! You made a legally binding promise, and I think it'd be a shame to break it so soon. I gape at him. Are you blackmailing me? Do you want money? Is this about money? Jude laughs, like actually laughs. Oh, sweetheart, he says, pushing himself up until he's sitting, arms resting lazily over his knees. His green eyes flicker with something unreadable. If I wanted money, I'd have asked for your bank info when you were begging me to be your forever. I whimper. You're enjoying this. Oh, so much, he agrees. But also, no, not blackmail, not money, just, let's say I'm curious. Curious about what? I demand. Jude smiles, slow and almost lazy. About you, Ace. I do not like the way he says that, like he's figuring me out, like I'm some puzzle that's suddenly worth solving. And I really do not like the fact that my stomach flips when he says my name. I point at him, trying to regain some sense of control. This isn't funny. This is a legal nightmare. My parents are going to kill me. I'm literally on the verge of spontaneous death. You have to sign the annulment papers. Jude shrugs. Nah. Jude! He grins. What? You did promise to cherish me forever. I am going to combust. There are moments in life when you realize you're about to die. Back home, standing in the middle of my parents' pristine, museum-like living room, facing their furious expressions, I'm pretty sure this is one of those moments. Ace? My mum's voice is so sharp it could slice through glass. Tell me this is a joke. I laugh nervously. I mean, define joke. Dad crosses his arms. The marriage, Ace. Tell me you didn't get drunk in some dirty bar and marry a stripper. Next to me, Jude whistles low. Ouch. Right to the job shaming, huh? I elbow him so hard he grunts. Not the time. It was a mistake, I said quickly. A total, meaningless, easily fixable mistake. Mum pinches the bridge of her nose. Easily fixable? Her voice is deadly calm. We had to find out through our lawyer, Ace, because someone flagged it in the system. That's how we found out our only son is legally married. I wince. Yikes. Yikes? She repeats, looking like she's about to throw something. Dad sighs, rubbing a hand down his face. Ace, we've worked so hard to give you a future. You have college applications, scholarships, a reputation. Do you know what kind of damage this could do? Guilt slams into me. I know. I'm going to fix it. I need Jude to agree to an annulment, and he's being, difficult. At that, all eyes land on Jude. Jude, who is way too relaxed for someone standing in the middle of a parental firing squad, he smiles charmingly, giving a lazy salute. Hey, in-laws. Mum actually gasps. Dad's jaw tightens. Don't call us that. Jude winks. Noted. I'm going to pass out. The next day, I'm sitting in a cold, fancy office across from our family lawyer, a stone-faced man named Mr. Calloway. Jude is slouched in the chair next to me, eating from a bag of Skittles like we're at a movie, not discussing the legal disaster that is our marriage. The best course of action, Calloway says, looking between us, is an annulment, immediate and quiet. Sign these papers, and we can put this behind us. Great. I reach for the papers, desperate. Let's... Jude hums. No. I slam the pen down. Jude! Calloway looks at him, unimpressed. Mr. Carter, if this is about money, we can arrange. It's not, Jude says, sounding almost offended. Calloway stares. Then why? Jude pops a Skittle in his mouth, chews, smirks. Guess I like being married. I launch at him, but Calloway grabs my wrist before I can strangle him. This isn't a joke, Calloway says coldly. Ace's future is on the line. I suggest you reconsider. Jude taps his chin, pretending to think. Still no. I groan into my hands. I'm actually going to die. As if things weren't bad enough, Jude started showing up at school. I walk into the cafeteria, already exhausted, and there he is, sitting at my usual table, chatting with my friends, eating my fries. I stomp over. What are you doing here? Jude grins up at me. Enjoying the high school experience. This isn't a field trip, I hiss. One of my friends leans in. Dude, your husband is cool as hell. I whirl on them. Don't encourage him! Jude slings an arm around my shoulders. Come on, babe, don't be embarrassed. I go rigid. Stop calling me that! Can't. Husband rights. I grab his arm, dragging him out of the cafeteria. You don't have husband rights. Jude smirks. That's not what you said in Vegas. I shove him into a wall and dramatically whisper scream. What do you want? Jude just looks at me, his smirk flickering, just slightly. Then he leans in, voice lower, quieter. Maybe I just like messing with you. I stare at him. Something shifts in the air between us, and then he winks, ruining the moment. Or maybe I just like free food. I shove him away. I find Jude sitting alone behind the school on the bleachers, cigarette hanging loosely between his fingers. He's staring at the sky, his usual smirk nowhere to be found. Something about it makes me stop. He looks... different. Not the Jude who thrives on chaos, not the smug troublemaker who's been ruining my life. Just a guy. And for some reason, that makes my stomach twist. I walk over and sit down next to him. He doesn't even flinch. Didn't think high school was that exciting, I say. Figured you get bored and leave. Jude lets out a short, humorless laugh. Tempting. He doesn't say anything else, just flicks the ash from his cigarette. His fingers are long, elegant. The silver rings he always wears glint under the dim afternoon light. I clear my throat. You ever gonna tell me why you're really doing this? Jude exhales smoke, his gaze still locked on the sky. Dunno what you mean. Yes, you do. I shift, turning to face him. You're not just some random stripper who decided to make my life a living hell for fun. There's something else. He scoffs. That's rich coming from you. What? Jude finally looks at me. His green eyes are sharp, piercing, tired. You're so desperate to make this all go away, he mutters. So desperate to believe this is just some dumb mistake, like you can erase it if you work hard enough. I swallow. Well, yeah, because it was a mistake. Jude tilts his head, studying me. You sure? The way he says it makes my skin prickle. I force out a laugh. What else could it be? Jude looks away again. He rolls his cigarette between his fingers, and then, so softly I almost don't hear, my life's kind of a mess, Ace. Something in my chest tightens. Jude exhales slowly. And, turns out, people don't really stick around for a guy like me. The words hit me harder than I expected. because there's no teasing in his voice, no mockery, no smirk, just quiet honesty. I open my mouth. I don't even know what I'm about to say, but before I can get a word out, Jude shakes his head and forces a grin. Anyway, it's hilarious watching you panic, so... And just like that, the moment is gone. He flicks his cigarette away, hopping off the bleachers like he's completely fine. But now I can see the cracks. It starts with a bet, which really is my first mistake, because betting against Jude is like throwing yourself into a shark tank and hoping they suddenly decide to go vegan. You never played this before? I ask, skeptical, as Jude leans against the old arcade machine, arms crossed lazily. He smirks. I don't waste my time on pixelated violence, sweetheart. I roll my eyes. Mortal Kombat isn't a waste of time. It's an art. Jude snorts. Uh-huh. All right, fine. I crack my knuckles. Loser buys dinner. Jude's grin sharpens. You're on. I should have known. I should have known. Because the second we start, it becomes painfully obvious that Jude has been lying through his goddamn teeth. He doesn't just play, he's good. Combo moves, perfect dodges, counters I didn't even know existed. He's destroying me. And he's enjoying it. Damn, Ace, you sure this was a good idea? Jude teases, barely looking at the screen as he slams down another attack. You seem a little, out of your depth. I grit my teeth. I hate you. Nah, you love me. And for some reason, that sentence makes my heart do a weird little flip. I ignore it. Instead, I focus, hands flying over the controls, desperate to land a solid hit. Just one. But before I can, Jude delivers a final, brutal combo. KO. The machine flashes with bright, mocking letters. You lose. Jude leans back, stretching lazily. Well, well, well. I groan, letting my head drop onto the machine. This is the worst day of my life. Jude laughs, bright and unguarded. Better get your wallet ready. I lift my head to glare at him. I regret everything. But I can't help it. I start laughing too, because despite the mess we're in, despite the chaos, this moment is easy, natural. And for the first time since waking up married to a stripper, I don't feel like I need to fix anything. I just exist. And I like it. It's stupid late when Jude drags me out of my house, claiming I need emergency fresh air. Translation, he's bored, and I'm his new favorite way to kill time. We end up driving with no destination, windows down, the cool night air rushing past us. Jude is in the passenger seat, feet propped up on the dash, flipping through my playlist with an unimpressed expression. God, your taste is tragic. Shut up, I say, snatching my phone from him. At least I don't listen to pretentious indie bands and no one's ever heard of. Jude gasps, clutching his chest like I've just shot him. That is slander. I smirk. Name one band you like that doesn't sound like a Tumblr aesthetic. Jude narrows his eyes at me. Then, without warning, he cranks the volume up and starts singing. Loudly. And badly. Oh, we're halfway there. I burst out laughing. Jude, oh my god! Whoa! Living on a prayer! I hate you! Jude just grins wider, tapping the beat against the window. Nah, you love me. And there it is, again. That stupid little flip in my stomach. But this time, I don't ignore it. This time, I just smile and sing along. Because for once, nothing else matters. It happens at the arcade. Jude's in the middle of a heated battle with a claw machine, cursing under his breath as the stupid metal claw dangles uselessly over a stuffed octopus. He's already spent $5 trying to win the thing, and judging by the sheer determination in his eyes, he's about to waste 5 more. I should be making fun of him, should be teasing him about his tragic hand-eye coordination, or the way he keeps muttering threats at an inanimate object, but instead, I'm just watching him. Like, really watching him. The way his fingers drum against the joystick, impatient but precise. The way his hair keeps falling in his face, and he keeps shaking it back without thinking. The way his tongue peeks out slightly when he's concentrating. Just barely. Just enough to make my brain short-circuit for half a second. Something warm unfurls in my chest, slow and unfamiliar. Oh no. No, no, no. I blink, shaking myself out of it, but it's already too late. Jude slaps the side of the machine, groaning dramatically as the claw drops the octopus for the 3rd time. Then he turns to me, eyes narrowing. You're suspiciously quiet. What, enjoying my suffering? I scramble for a response. For literally anything that doesn't make it obvious that I just spent the last 30 seconds staring at his mouth like a complete idiot. I clear my throat. You're really bad at this. Jude scoffs. Wow, amazing observation, Sherlock. I smirk, relieved that he doesn't seem to notice anything weird. You know this thing is rigged, right? Rigged? He gasps, clutching his chest in mock horror. How dare you? I refuse to accept defeat. And then, to my complete and utter horror, he turns back to the machine and flexes his fingers dramatically. All right, he says, cracking his knuckles. Time to get serious. I groan. Oh my god. He just grins, completely in his own world, completely unaware of the absolute crisis happening inside my head. But the truth is, I don't actually care about the stupid game. I just want to keep standing here, watching him, for as long as I can. I don't even remember how it starts. 1 minute, we're sitting in my car outside Jude's rundown apartment complex, arguing about something stupid. His refusal to sign the annulment, him showing up at my school again, and the next, I'm snapping. You don't even like me, I yell, gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turn white. You just don't want to be alone. The second the words leave my mouth, the temperature in the car drops. Jude goes still. I don't think I've ever seen his face so blank. And then, slowly, quietly, he laughs. A hollow, bitter sound. That's funny, he murmurs. Because you only care about this because you're afraid your perfect little life will fall apart. I whip my head towards him. That's not true. Jude tilts his head, eyes gleaming under the dim glow of the streetlight. No? Then why is this your worst nightmare? I open my mouth, then close it, because he's not wrong. This is my worst nightmare. Not just the marriage, but everything that comes with it. The uncertainty, the lack of control, the messy emotions, I don't know what to do with. Jude stares at me, his expression unreadable. Face it, Ace. You don't actually care about me. You just want this to be over so you can go back to your normal, boring life. Something sharp stabs through my chest, and before I can figure out what it is, Jude opens the car door, steps out, and slams it shut behind him. I watch as he walks towards his building, shoulders stiff, hands in his pockets, and for the first time, I realize, maybe this isn't just about me anymore. Maybe it never was. I can't sleep. Jude's words keep looping in my head, and before I even realize what I'm doing, I'm grabbing my keys and driving back to his place. I don't even know why. Maybe to fight, maybe to apologize, maybe because the thought of leaving things like that makes my chest feel too damn tight. When I get there, he's sitting on the front steps, smoking another cigarette. He looks up when my headlights hit him, blinking like he's surprised to see me. I park and climb out, stand there for a second, unsure. Then, finally, I sit next to him. For a long time, neither of us say anything. Then, softly, I don't want to be alone. Jude's voice is so quiet, I almost think I imagined it. I glance over, looking down at his hands, thumb tracing over one of his rings. His shoulders are hunched, his face half hidden by his hair. But he odds after a beat. I also don't want to screw up your life. I swallow. Jude. He shakes his head, cutting me off. I get it, Ace. I do. You want your future, your college plans, your normal life. I look at him, really look at him. This beautiful, messy, frustrating person who has somehow taken over my life. And for the first time since this whole nightmare started, I ask myself a question I never considered before. What if I don't want him to leave? What if I don't want to erase this? The realization hit me like a freight train. Jude notices me staring. His lips twitch like he's about to smirk, but doesn't quite reach his eyes. "What?" he murmurs. I open my mouth, then close it, because if I say it out loud, there's no taking it back. But for the first time, the idea of staying married to Jude doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like a choice. The annulment papers are sitting between us on the shitty, scratched-up coffee table in Jude's apartment. He's sprawled across the couch, lazily swirling a half-empty beer bottle in his hand, while I sit on the floor, my knee bouncing. The whole place smells like cigarette smoke and old leather, but I've weirdly gotten used to it. "Okay, so," I say, tapping the papers. "We just sign these and then, boom, this whole mess is over." Jude hums, but he doesn't look at the papers. He doesn't even look at me. Instead, he takes a slow sip of his drink, green eyes unfocused, like he's somewhere else entirely. "Jude?" He finally glances over, lips curling into that usual smirk. "Relax, husband. You'll be free soon." Something about the way he says it, light, careless, makes my stomach twist. I should be relieved. This is what I wanted. But the idea of Jude just not being here anymore, not barging into my life with his ridiculous flirting and his stupid, knowing smirks, it makes my chest feel tight. And suddenly, I don't know why, but I blurt out, "You sure you want this?" Jude blinks at me. Then, for the first time, he hesitates. His fingers tighten around the bottle, just a little, just enough for me to notice. But then he shrugs, leaning back like he doesn't have a care in the world. Why wouldn't I? I don't have an answer, and I hate that I don't, because I should. I should want this. I should be celebrating. So why the hell does it feel like I'm making a mistake? I don't hear from Jude for a full 2 days after that, which, okay, whatever. Maybe he's just giving me space before we officially kill this disaster of a marriage. But then, I go to his place, and his apartment? Empty. No cigarette butts littering the front step, no lazy music playing from inside, no Jude. At first, I tell myself I don't care. Then I tell myself he's probably just avoiding me for dramatic effect. But then, I check with the landlord. And when she says, "Oh, that guy moved out yesterday," my stomach drops. The words don't register at first, like she's speaking some foreign language, something I was never meant to understand. I blink at her, waiting for the punchline, waiting for her to laugh and tell me it's a joke, tell me he's inside right now, just being a dick, just making me sweat. But she doesn't. She just shrugs and goes back to whatever she was doing, like she didn't just rip the floor out from under me. I don't remember driving home. I don't remember getting out of my car. All I know is that by the time I'm standing in my room, staring at my reflection, my whole body feels wrong. Jude's gone. Gone. And the thing is, he's always been temporary, hasn't he? Always halfway out the door, always chasing something just out of reach. I should have expected this. I should have been prepared, but I wasn't. Because some part of me, some stupid, reckless, delusional part of me, thought maybe this time would be different. Maybe he'd stay. Maybe I'd tell him to. Maybe he was waiting for me to say something, do something, be something worth staying for. But I didn't. I never did. And now there's nothing left but this crushing, suffocating weight in my chest, this hollow ache beneath my ribs that I don't know what to do with. I sink down onto the edge of my bed, pressing the heels of my hands against my eyes like that'll somehow stop the sting, like it'll keep everything from spilling over. But it's too late, because it's not just that he's gone, it's that I want him back. And worse, I don't know if he'd come even if I asked. It's raining. Of course it's raining, because apparently the universe is a cliché-loving asshole. I don't know why I end up here, standing outside some shitty, flickering neon-lit bar in the middle of nowhere, rain soaking through my hoodie. All I know is that I need to find him. And I do. Jude's inside, leaning against the bar, talking to some guy. Probably a customer, probably another mistake waiting to happen. But the second he sees me, his whole body stiffens. For the first time since I've known him, he looks genuinely caught off guard. "Ace," he says slowly, setting his drink down. "What are you doing here?" I swallow, my heart slamming against my ribs. "You left." Jude raises an eyebrow. Yeah, that was kind of the whole point, remember?" I shake my head, stepping closer. "You didn't even say anything. You just disappeared." Jude laughs, but it's not his usual easygoing laugh. It's brittle, forced. "Yeah, well, thought I'd do you a favor." "A favor?" My hands clench into fists. "By running off without a word?" His jaw tightens. "By letting you have your damn life back, Ace." The words slam into me, sharp and bitter. But the thing is, I don't want my life back. Not the way it was before, not without him. I take a shaky breath. "What if we don't undo this?" Jude freezes. For a long moment, he just stares at me, like he's waiting for the punchline. And when it doesn't come, when I just stand there, drenched and terrified of how much I meant it, his face changes. The smirk drops, his whole body goes still, and then, in a voice so quiet I almost missed it, he says, "Say it again." My throat is dry, my heart is pounding, but I force myself to meet his eyes. "What if we don't undo this?" I whisper. Jude exhales, like I'd just knocked the wind out of him. Then, very softly, "You really want to keep me, huh?" I don't even hesitate. "Yeah," I breathe. "I think I do." Jude stares at me like I just flipped his entire world upside down, and maybe I did. The bar hums in the background, low music, murmured conversations, the clinking of glasses. But in this moment, it's just us. Rain drips from my hoodie onto the sticky floor. My heart is a goddamn drumline in my chest. I said it. I freaking said it. And Jude is just standing there. His lips part like he wants to say something, but no sound comes out. His hands curl into fists at his sides, like he's physically stopping himself from reaching for me. Then, finally, he lets out this rough, broken laugh. "You're a goddamn idiot, you know that?" His voice is thick, strained. I blink. "Excuse me?" Jude shakes his head, running a hand through his long curls. "You..." He exhales sharply. "You have everything in front of you, Ace. College, a real future, and you're standing here in some shitty dive bar telling me you want this?" His voice cracks slightly on the last word. "I do," I swallow hard. "I want you." Jude flinches, like the words physically hit him. His jaw tightens, eyes flicking away. "You don't get it." His voice is quieter now. "I didn't want to leave. I never did. But I had to, okay? Because if I didn't, I would have kept holding on, and that's..." He cuts himself off, shaking his head like he hates every word coming out of his mouth. I step closer. "That's what?" Jude's shoulders tense. He drags a hand down his face, exhaling like he's about to rip off a band-aid. Then, finally, "When you married me," he starts, voice hoarse, "you were drunk as hell. And you told me," he lets out a hollow laugh, "you told me you'd take care of me, that I didn't have to strip anymore, that I deserved more." I inhale sharply. I don't remember saying that, but the second he says it, I know it's true. Jude glances up at me, eyes unreadable. "Do you have any idea what that did to me?" His voice shakes slightly. "I spent my whole life clawing my way through shit just to survive. People saw me as a good time, or a quick fix, or something pretty to look at. But no one ever told me I deserved more. His hands shake as he runs them through his hair. And then, you did. I don't breathe. I can't. Jude laughs again, but this time it's shattered. So, yeah, I latched onto you, and maybe at first it was about survival, but then his voice drops to almost a whisper. Then it wasn't. Something tightens in my chest. Jude, I fell for you, Ace. His voice is raw now. And I can't. I won't hold you back. You have your whole damn life ahead of you, and I'm not gonna be the guy who ruins it. His throat bobs as he swallows. I love you enough to let you go. Something inside me snaps. I grab the front of his shirt and pull him toward me. Jude barely has time to gasp before I kiss him. Really kiss him. Like I've been dying to since the second I met him. And holy shit, does he kiss me back. His hands fist in my hoodie, his lips desperate, like he's trying to memorize every second of this. When we finally pull apart, we're both breathless. I rest my forehead against his, gripping his shirt so tight my knuckles ache. Listen to me, I rasp. You are not a mistake. This, us, was never a mistake. Jude's breath hitches. I shake my head, holding his gaze. I don't want some perfect future if you're not in it. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how complicated it is. I exhale shakily. I want you. Jude's face crumples. And then, suddenly, he's laughing. Bright, relieved, real. You really not gonna let me go, huh? His lips curve into a smirk, but his eyes are soft. Not a chance, I whisper. Jude exhales, tilting his head with a lopsided grin. Guess I'll have to keep you then. I smile. Guess you will. And as we stand there, rain still pouring outside, my entire life still a chaotic mess, I realize I've never been happier. Telling my friends I was staying married to the stripper I drunkenly wed at 18 was an experience. There was screaming, shock, someone almost fainted. My parents? Worse. I swear my mum didn't speak to me for 3 months, and my dad looked permanently constipated every time Jude was in the room. It took forever to convince them this wasn't some rebellious phase, that I actually loved him. Jude, of course, handled it like he handled everything, smirking through the chaos and making it everyone else's problem. He started working as a barista, which was wildly unfair because hot guy plus coffee equals ridiculous tips. 3 years later, we opened a little bookstore cafe together. It's small, cozy, ours. Sometimes I think back to that one night in Vegas, the biggest mistake of my life, and then I look at Jude, at our life, and realize, nah, best damn thing that ever happened to me. Do you think Ace was right in choosing Jude over his picture-perfect future? Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to become a part of our Rainbow Force, and stay wholesome.